can't get it.
But you see how much kidnappers are picking for victims.
My thing is, government will all the stakeholders will get that, and I think we get that. The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
But the support that is needed. And once you get the support, your airline people will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning. It's another edition of Inside Nigeria. Today, Monday, November 8, 2021. Winifred, good morning.
Good morning, Bode. Good morning, viewers. Bode, it's good to have you on the studio today.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you doing now?
I'm back. I'm fine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, listeners, today we'll be doing the work ourselves, and we'll also be looking into the ongoing Anambra State Governorship Election. Winifred, as usual, we start with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Leadership. On the front page of Leadership this morning, INEC declares Anambra governorship poll inconclusive. INEC declares Anambra governorship poll inconclusive to hold supplementary election in Hiala local government area tomorrow. ABGA candidate wins in 18 local government areas. Party lauds President Muhammadu Buhari for non-interference. CSOs advocate use of technology in future elections. Winifred, you saw what happened on Saturday up to Sunday. In fact, up to early hours of Monday morning today. In the wee hours of Monday, the returning officer for the election, Professor Florence Otu, who is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, actually suspended the collation of the Anambra governorship election until election is held in one local government, which is Ihiala. Election could not hold in Ihiala on Saturday because INEC could not deploy electoral material because of security concerns. And now the coast is clear. The materials will be deployed and election will be held tomorrow, Tuesday, November 9. After that, the election collation will be concluded and a winner will be declared.
Yes. You know, from what happened yesterday in Anambra, at least most civil society organizations alluded to the fact that there was a massive vote buying as usual.
Yes, I heard so that there was more vote buying, but I don't think if that.
But all in all, I think it was a peaceful one.
Peaceful election, contrary to what we all expected.
Exactly.
Thank God there was no life lost. Peaceful election, and the technology levers deployed by INEC also did some magic.
Yes.
You know, the only minus which I don't like is the low voter turnout.
Oh yes. And you know, before here in the studio, we did discuss that INEC said there were 2 million registered voters.
Exactly, over 2 million. Less than 25% came out to vote.
Yes, less than 25%, which is really, really sad. And it's not just Anambra alone. It's the whole of Southeast. There's voter
Yes,
apathy.
I just said it on a program earlier today. There is a pattern in the Southeast.
Yes.
And I think, yes, they have a grouse with the system in Nigeria.
Not until the INEC released the number of voters registered in the state, I was surprised. I said,
so they register out to this number.
2 million
and they don't come out to vote.
They don't come out to vote. And so I sent set of people that are prior marginalization.
Yeah, you need to be part of the system to be able to effect change in the system. Winifred, let's see if we have our correspondent in Anambra on the line, Okechukwu Obeta. All right, we don't have Okechukwu Obeta. Technology is
and from still on Anambra governorship poll. Yes, I had read somewhere that the PP and APC, they are crying wolf.
Well, I don't know why they'll be crying wolf. To the best of my knowledge, the election is transparent and well organized, peaceful, and there will always be one winner.
Exactly.
All of them cannot win. There will always be one winner.
And you can see that from the feelers, from the peace that we have experienced so far, obviously, maybe the people of the state and even IPOP, I think they are okay with the results so far. If not, there would have been more insecurity issues, challenges. That's what to my opinion.
IPOB is not contesting the election.
They didn't contest. You know how
Well,
how it has been.
Yeah. They
That
also
this
facilitated the
time,
peaceful election
yes.
by actually suspending the sit-at-home order and calling on India Anambra to come out to vote, and also warn against rigging by anyone. I think I also said it earlier today somewhere that that demonstration by IPOB indicate that IPOB still believe in Nigerian government, still believe in the Nigerian system, and this shows that they are not a terrorist organization. So it is high time government actually called them to sit at a round table to bring the crisis in the southeast to the end once and for all. Honestly,
Sincerely hope so. I hope so.
Winifred,
Peace can reign
once and for all.
Yes, in the southeast once and for all.
We need to move away from leadership to our sister publication, the national economy.
Yes. National economy. Today says Nigeria needs energy bank to boost oil gas project funding. Nigeria needs energy bank to boost oil gas project funding as IOCs divest due to global energy transition. As IOCs divest due to global energy transition. That is on national economy today, 8th November 2021.
Yes, Winifred, I wish we have an energy expert with us this morning to actually dissect this to our listeners very well. We know there is a plan by the world to have energy transition in order to move away from dirty sources of energy to clean and safer energy. But Nigeria and other countries who have actually invested in gas projects are saying, well, you can't just stop funding a gas project now because we have committed a lot of money. We should actually do it in phases. So experts are already suggesting that in order not to have a problem, there is a need to have energy bank that will actually provide funding for oil and gas projects in Nigeria as the world move away from dirty biofuel and the rest of them, dirty energy, to clean and safer energy. And you can also see from the rider that the international oil companies are already divesting due to global energy transition. Yes, we are moving away from biocarbon to renewable and cleaner energy. Yes. When Winifred, as we speak, there is a breaking news coming from Imo State. The Imo State House of Assembly has impeached its speaker. 19 members sat this morning and impeached the speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly. Remember last week?
It was Plateau State.
No, before Plateau. Apart from Plateau, sorry, the deputy speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly was also impeached last week.
Yes.
Now today, the Imo State House of Assembly this morning has just impeached the speaker of the State House of Assembly. Let me see if we have our correspondent in Imo, Angela, with us to give us details or updates as what is happening at the Imo State House of Assembly this morning. All right, we don't have Angela on the line. All right. Well, let's move to the next newspaper on our menu this morning. We have the Vanguard, and of course, on the front page of the Vanguard this morning is still in the Anambra election. Anambra, Soludo, Ozigbo, Uba's fate hang on Ihiala. Anambra, Soludo, Ozigbo, Uba's fate hang on Ihiala. You know, people are already saying Abga's Professor Charles Soludo has won. And it should just be declared. But here is Vanguard saying, it is not yet Uhuru that local government election, the vote might swing the pendulum
to
either of the sides.
148,400 registered voters.
At stake. And eventually, if one person wins all this, maybe one person different from Soludo, then that person will become the winner. Because the margin so far is about 50,000 between Soludo and Ozigbo's PDP.
No, but the cumulated vote that I saw so far, Soludo is actually in the clear lead. His vote doubles that of PDP aspirant.
And what's the difference? About 50,000.
Yes.
So, and you have over 140,000 votes at stake somewhere. So,
but
anything can happen.
But you still have a situation whereby 2/3 of local government win. You've forgotten that.
Yes, there is the issue of spread.
Yes.
But it's not win. It's getting
20,
minimum of 25%, which all the four of them have.
Okay.
So the simple majority will be there. The spread will be there at the end of the day.
I just hope so. You know, it was just
Even
what
though
happened in
it has happened before. You remember?
Wow, this is dicey.
This is very dicey.
In fact, if not for this Vanguard news headlines, I myself I was also of the opinion
No, of
that
course, you know. For INEC to say it is inconclusive,
yes,
that shows the numbers of votes at stake is higher than the difference between the lead and the next person.
Yes.
So we have to wait for Tuesday tomorrow for Iyala election to take place for us to know the eventual winner of the Anambra State Governorship election. The Vanguard headline is actually interesting. Anambra, Soludo, Ozigbo, Uba's fates hang on Iyala because 148,407 votes are at stake. But we don't know. Maybe only few will come out to vote because the trend is there. But we hope to see a new thing tomorrow. Let's see.
But anyway, whichever way you look at it, Soludo is already having at least a clear 50,000 votes ahead of them. So I don't see even the next person, first of all, bridging the gap and getting all the votes for them. What do you think?
Well, you can only keep
we already have a deficit. They already have the other aspirants already have a deficit of about 50, no, the PDP.
Yeah.
About 50 votes, 50,000 votes,
yes.
Sorry. So I don't see them, first of all, having 50,000 out of this 148
you cannot
before
say
you now have extra votes. You understand?
It has happened on Osun before, where the person leading at the Osun Governorship Election came back to become second during the supplementary election. So now we have 148. Maybe the whole 148 will just vote for one candidate. Maybe to even be the least candidate will just come on top. It can happen.
Wow.
Well, Ireland, we have Angela Unko Akolu, leadership correspondent in Imo State, joining us this morning. We have breaking news in Imo that the Imo State House of Assembly has impeached. Good morning, Angela.
Angela, good morning. Are you hearing us?
Good morning, Edisha. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Angela. Okay.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Okay,
right.
So as we speak.
All right, so bring up us to speed. What is happening in Imo this morning?
Okay, so this morning, I guess the House members were supposed to sit while we grapple with what's it called now, the ghost mode, as it were. While we grapple with the sit-at-home order, as it were, there is kind of reduced presence and stuff in Imo. So this morning, some people have made it to the assembly premises, which is supposed to be the speaker's quarters. And there is heavy presence of security operatives. And somehow, I don't know how, but the allegation is that 8 lawmakers have impeached the speaker. We have 27 assembly members.
All right, Angela. So now that the speaker has been impeached, who is now the new speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly?
His name is Honorable Kennedy Ibe. He represents, I think, is that Obowo? Ihitu Boma. Yes, forgive me. He represents Ihitu Boma State Constituency.
So now, earlier when you started talking with us, we have issue with audio here in the studio, but now it has been fixed. No, now take us back. What actually happened? Why was the speaker impeached?
Okay, last week, Tuesday or thereabout, when the House reconvened, the then Speaker, Paul Emeziem, read out a motion that said 18 lawmakers had appended their signature for the impeachment of the Deputy Speaker by name Amara Iwanyanwu. And Amara Iwanyanwu is considered a close ally of Governor Hope Uzodinma. And so it's been an issue. While some people, before that announcement, 6 lawmakers were serving suspension for what they termed unparliamentary actions for about 3-4 months. So that day they were recalled, but they were not in the assembly premises. The allegation is that those 6 lawmakers were part of those that appended their signature to that motion, which, according to Iwanyanwo's faction, nullified it. But again, I know that stakeholders were reaching out to mend fences between the lawmakers. Allegations were that the deputy speaker had an overbearing stance in the House. His word was considered law, as it were. But again, I am not a lawmaker because the people that made the allegations refused to be quoted. These were some of the allegations they leveled against him. Then that was the premise with which the House was last week. Then Governor Uzodinma, being the leader of the APC team to Anambra State, everything was like put on hold, as it were. But this morning, what is breaking out is that 8 lawmakers have somehow gained entry into the House and impeached Speaker Paul Emeziem. There is a picture circulating on social media that the Speaker cannot gain access into his own office. Or better still, the impeached Speaker cannot gain access. Yes. So that's the situation. And because of the ghost mode, the Imo is slightly deserted. A whole lot of people opt to stay indoors on Mondays for their own safety. So you can't even access everywhere you'd want to access because of security issues.
So, what is the fate of the impeached deputy speaker? Has it been reinstated, or we have a new deputy speaker?
We don't have that word yet, but if Paul Emeziem has been impeached, then it will mean that Amara, the deputy speaker's men, ganged up to remove Emeziem, who apparently, I think they were having issues, but quietly they were not saying it. What it means is that if Emeziem has been impeached, then it's easy way for Amara to come back.
Well, Angela, before we allow you to go, it's like Governor Hope Uzodinma is losing the grip of Imo State House of Assembly. In fact, that ought not to be in the first place, because the Assembly should be an independent arm of our government. But it's like the party is over, or the goodwill is over. So what is happening in Imo politics?
Well, I wish I could speak for him. I'm not his spokesperson. But yes, like you said, everybody knows that Amara is his I don't know the word to use now. The word has taken, but it is a close ally of the governor and serves like his eyes in the House. So with Amara's impeachment last week, what it meant was that his colleagues wanted probably a fresh breath of air or something, but it appears that these guys have also ganged up again to come back. Only last week, you will recall that the state commissioner addressed the press, wherein he raised an alarm that opposition figures had aligned to cause mayhem in the state. First, they were going to cause insecurity, and that there was an allegation that some persons had earmarked 5 billion naira to get the governor to go through insecurity mode to get the federal government declare a state of emergency in Imo. It's not exactly the best of times for my state government, as it were.
All right. All right, many thanks to you, Angela Upo Akolu, leadership correspondent in Imo State.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us on Inside Nigeria this morning.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe.
I will.
That was leadership correspondent in Imo, Angela Unko Apollo, who has been speaking with us on the breaking news emanating from the Imo State House of Assembly, where the Speaker has just been impeached by a faction of the members of the House of Assembly. Winifred, this is just the politics of governor versus members of the House of Assembly,
And
reminiscent of what's happened in Plateau.
State,
Honestly.
honestly, that's what we have been saying. And, in fact, ever since democracy in Nigeria, that's what has been happening in the various states House of Assembly.
It's
And when a governor feels that the speaker is becoming too big for his shoes,
yeah,
what he
he
does
just
is to
unleash other loyal members on him. I remember our guest, the zonal director, North Central of CLO, Civil Liberties Organization, Comrade Steve Aluko. He mentioned that until we have electoral sanctity, this kind of thing will continue because people are being put in position by godfathers.
Yes.
But until all this happen, stop, then we will not stop saying this kind of
I
crisis.
did also mention that most of these political leaders were not voted into office.
Exactly,
so
they were just
because they impose themselves.
yes,
on,
by
so they do
godfathers.
Impunity.
Yes. And we need to take that away to have good governance in Nigeria.
And that is why, but they are not also obliged to give democracy dividends
account
of
of
democracy
and accounted
exactly.
themselves
So
because
most
they
of
are
them
not
do
accountable
that.
to you. They don't feel you are the one
Exactly.
who put them there.
After all, they spend so much money to impose themselves in board votes and all those stuff, what have you. So they are there, or they are interested in satisfying their own personal interest. And that's what we are having.
All right, Winifred, we need to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the newspaper review. Meanwhile, we'll also go back to Anambra to dissect what happened in the last 2 days.
Yes.
We'll be back shortly.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Welcome back.
Welcome
It's
back.
still inside Nigeria. This Monday morning, November 8th, 2021. And of course, we've been looking at the front page stories of some national dailies, beginning with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Leadership, True, National Economy, and Vanguard, all talking about Anambra election. Of course, Anambra election is still on the lips of millions of Nigeria because it is not yet over until tomorrow, Tuesday, when another election will be conducted in Ihiala local government area in order to determine the eventual winner of the election. Now we'll be speaking with leadership correspondent in Anambra State, Okechukwu Obeta, who will be giving us updates about the exercise. Okechukwu, good morning. Okay, Okechukwu has not joined.
Okay.
All right, we need to move to the next
Yes.
newspaper.
That's what I was going to say. Daily Independent is the paper, the last paper on our menu. And it says federal government, CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria consider under the table naira devaluation. Federal government, Central Bank of Nigeria consider under the table naira devaluation. Rise in forest reserves short-term foreign exchange market fix. Analysts say devaluation a temporary solution. Naira needs to float. That is on Daily Independent today.
Well, it's a story that will be disturbing to some people in the financial and the economic sector because they have been concerned about the value of the naira in the recent week past, and some person, remember the vice president, who said the naira should be devalued.
Exactly.
But because of the backlash, attendant backlash, he came back to say he didn't say so. Because people say this is not the right thing.
It was just flying the kite to see the reaction that actually they are going to do that. You know, somebody took me on a memory lane that there was a time to the vice president also made the same comment, and at the end of the day, the naira was devalued. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Have at the
if the
that's
story,
what Daily Independent is.
They say if their story is anything to go by,
yes.
Under the table means it should be done secretly. And I don't think that will be too good for the economy because people need to be ready. People need to gear for the effect. But if it will be done on the table, I don't think that will be palatable enough.
People were of the opinion that he was just flying the kite. He wanted to see the reaction, even though they retracted that no, he didn't say so. But everybody knew that it was something that was going to be done. They actually just wanted to fly the kite to see how people were going to react to it because it happened before and naira was eventually devalued. So this time around, we've been keeping our fingers crossed to see how it goes.
So I don't know, for me, if devaluing the naira will actually save the naira, or we should stop dollarizing our economy.
Exactly.
That is what we save the naira.
Yes.
Because you buy things in Nigeria, you pay with dollar. You want to pay for simple things as a fruit on the street, you want to show your social status, you bring out dollar notes. I think we dollarize our economy. Of course, the dollar would be, we have the upper hand compared with the local currency. And I believe the managers of the economy know what is right. They are just trying to beat about the bush. Or what do you think?
It is. But unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done in the sense that Nigeria, just like we've been saying here, is a consumer nation. Export is so low. Export value is ineligible. It's so small. You know, and a situation whereby we have imports. We import everything, even down to toothpicks. We import it. So there's no way we will not continue to deal on dollars. You understand? So assuming we had exports that is thriving, in as much as we are also exporting, we are also importing, that we are also exporting, then we can say that the dollar, will be stabilized and we'll have naira value. But as it is now, there's nothing I think that can be done.
All right, Winifred, as we speak, the new speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly is being sworn in. This morning, remember, we just discussed the impeachment of the former one. Then the new one, as we speak, is being sworn in, and I think we'll get the image any moment from now. Now, don't forget, the Leadership Sunday yesterday came out with our general interest and lifestyle magazine, The Level. And I think the technical people should, we have the front page of The Level. It's talking about up north, the coolest artists. Do you know them? You need to grab a copy of Leadership on Sunday to know who are the coolest artists.
And it's free. You know, it's inserted into Leadership Sunday.
Yeah, so in case you're delivered Leadership Sunday without Level, call him back and ask him, where is my copy of the Level?
It's all glossy. It's a lifestyle fashion magazine for your pleasure.
Okay, Winifred, as I said, at about now, the new Imo State House of Assembly, the new Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly is being sworn in. Has been administered oath. I think we have a picture now live from Imo.
Can we have the picture?
So I just hope one impeachment that will stay. It will not be a banana appeal, because
But
a deputy was impeached just last week. The speaker has been impeached today because it is believed he's no longer in good terms with the government. Now, I hope, okay, we have the picture of the new speaker being sworn in right about now at the Imo State House of Assembly in Owerri.
but if I may recall, during the onset of Governor Hope Uzodima's administration, when he was sworn in as governor, the House of Assembly members, they all defected to APC, right?
Yes, and they were
So
PDP
they-
members.
They are all members of the same family. So what
Yes.
is happening? What's playing out?
No, it's about interest. You know, there are no ideology. We don't practice much politics of ideology in Nigeria. It's about personal interest, and things like this are bound to happen because there will be alignment and realignment. So there are bound to be changes like this. Yes. Well, Winifred, it's time to go. Yes, we come
Well,
to the end.
unfortunately, we couldn't have our.
Yes, Anambra.
speakers
Yes, I
present.
don't know whether it's the technology, whether it's the network that is stopping him from joining us to discuss Anambra election. But we hope experts will be here tomorrow to actually dissect the Anambra governorship election for our listeners.
Thank you so much.
For being with us, listeners, from the hour of 10 to this moment. Make it this with us tomorrow, Tuesday, November 9, for another edition of Inside Nigeria. Before then, it's bye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.